For everyone else, this is the first time that I'm filming this video and posting this video, but for me, this is the second time I'm filming this video, and I'm hoping my audio is fine this time. Like, be good, Mike, be good. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. So excited to be finally posting a video about this prompt. I was so crestfallen that the last video I filmed for this prompt, that the video, or the audio, excuse me, did not work. That's officially when my mic went out and I said, oh, yeah, praise God that my grandma actually bought me a new mic for my birthday, because this one has been so much better and I have a lot more confidence that today's video is gonna be okay. But enough rambles. Today's Top 5 Wednesday, but in case if you're not through a Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect the said prompt. And today's prompt is Gal Pals. This was actually a suggestion from one of my Patreon members. Shout out to them, as well as my channel members. And if you would like to become a channel or Patreon member, I'll leave a link down below. They get to share different suggestions for the Top 5 Wednesday prompts, as well as see sometimes like exclusive, very random, rambly videos that I film in my car when I'm picking up my kids after school, or when my kids are getting out of school, I mean. So yes, I hope they have a lot of fun. I know that I do, and today's gonna be really fun because with the Gal Pal prompt, we're just talking about books that feature strong girl friendships. I love romance. A large part of my collection here, like almost everything behind me, has romance, so obviously I really like it, but I feel like we're in this time of shoujo manga where we are getting manga that are purely friendship focused, that's focusing on these friendships between girls and seeing them thrive, and it is amazing. I'm thriving as a reader to be able to see that, because like the person May who suggested this prompt, there is something so special about those girl friendships, and I know that probably sounds repetitive from what I just said, but I feel like it's really true. And so today I'm going to talk about some girl friendships. They are not my original picks that I had for my first video, and I was like, I was sitting on actually filming this video because I really loved the first video that I filmed, and I'm like, Laura, you just got to get over it. There's no redeeming it. It's gone. Start new. And so here I am. So hopefully I do all of these series justice, because I didn't do as much thorough research as I usually do, because originally I was like, I'll do my same old list, and if you're curious what my old list is, I'll put it right here. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this list. Yeah, gung-ho for it. And then I was like, I want to do something else because I'm sad about that one. But some of my picks are actually on that list because I just couldn't have fully abandoned the list. So anyway, let's go ahead, dive in. For number 1, I recently read the final volume of this series, and I was like, let's feature it today because I'm really crestfallen that series is over. So I am saying Imakoi, and I'm gonna say Sadomi. This is Sadomi, and this is Miria, I think that's how I say her name. She's not really in the first few volumes, but I feel like the girl friendships in this manga are really great. They stay strong. I feel like it's very much focused on Sadomi and Yagyu's story, and I do have a review of volume 1. I don't know if I'm gonna do a series review. I'm still basking in my sadness of the series being over, so I don't know if I'm gonna do a full review right now of the whole series. But anyway, I wanted to feature them because I really appreciated, by the end, I didn't at first, but how Miria really came on page and just thrived as Sadomi's friend. She really brought friendship to this manga that I wouldn't say was necessarily lacking at the beginning, because I love Sadomi's first best friend. I really, really loved their friendship a lot. She was very supportive of Sadomi, especially in her starting to date Yagyu, and I thought it was just really, really wonderful. But when Miria comes on page, it's like this story is still a romance, but now we have this special kind of friendship that's just added another layer, more depth to these characters, and I really, really love seeing it. Now, at first, I didn't like Miria, I'm not even gonna lie, and I definitely did not like Noda at all in the beginning for well over half this series. I think it was volume 7. Yeah, I think it was volume 7 and half of this volume that focused on Miria and Noda, and I'm like, I know a lot of friends who love them, but I'm like, I'm not here for you guys. I'm here for Sadomi and Yagyu. Give them back to me. Which we did get them back. But I loved how in the final volume, and I'm not going to talk too much about that one, and definitely no spoilers or anything, but I really loved how Sadomi and Miria, and actually in this volume probably be more prevalent, of how they just encourage each other. Their relationships with their boyfriends are very, very different, but they still are very grounded in their friendship and encourage one another and support one another and give advice to one another. And you definitely see that very much in this volume when Sadomi and Yagyu have their first fight, and how Miria was able to to really encourage Sodomi to use her words and not to try and cover up how she's feeling or anything, and be able to tell Yagyu, like, you don't need to be super cool. So I really love how these two girls and the previous best friend, or still the first one, we don't see her again though, and that was the only sad part. I think maybe that's why I didn't like Miria at first, because I really liked the first best friend and just want her back. But I feel like this story, if you're looking for a girl friendship, that this is a really special one. I'm glad that it became more prominent as have a little bit more focus as the series went on. It's very much a romantic series, but it does have that special girl friendship. For number 2, I really wanted to say Yuna and Akari from Love Me Love Me Not. I just did a video review last Friday, loved it, but I'm like, I featured that video specifically on Love Me Love Me Not, and then last Top 5 Wednesday, I also featured Love Me Love Me Not. So I'm like, okay, you gotta change it up, Laura. But I still feel that for Iosaki Saka's manga, if you need a strong girl friendship series, or like with strong girl friendships, Iosaki Saka in every single manga, she has always written a very special girl friendship. And so I decided for number 2, I'm gonna go with Our Hover Ride. I love Futaba. I feel like before I met Yuna and Love Me Not, Futaba was one of the most relatable characters I related to out of all of Iosaki Saka's manga. I wanted to say Futaba and her friend Yuri, which is on the back. They're not friends at the very beginning. What I like about this manga, I guess specifically, is though both girls eventually have a crush on the same guy, I love how direct they are with their feelings. Futaba really struggles of like, should I tell her? She doesn't want to lose this special friendship with Yuri, but she can't not tell her. It's really weighing on her heart that she also likes Kyo, that she has feelings for him. And I love when Futaba finally tells Yuri, like, I don't want to tell you this, but I also really like Kyo and I have a crush on him. Both girls get really emotional. Yuri ends up crying, but the thing is they both are adamant that they are not going to let another or some guy, any guy, whether they know him or not, dictate or control their friendship if they should be friends or not. Like, they're not going to let their feelings for another guy affect their friendship. And I deeply loved that moment. It was very emotional. I got teary-eyed when I reread it a few weeks ago for this prompt originally. I was just like, Futaba, you're great. Yuri, you're great, because they have these special moments just reminding like, hey, whatever you're feeling, I am here for you. I care for you. I love you as a friend, and I will be here for you no matter what. That really stands true when all of that love triangle stuff pops up. They show in their friendship, they show in their actions and their words that they're going to be there for them, that they're going to work through their feelings, that like, man, my best friend now likes the same guy, what am I going to do? Like, they work through those, but they acknowledge them. And I really feel like that's true again for all of Iosaki Saka's manga. So if you want a very strong girl friendship theme through a series that's there from the beginning to the end, any of her manga do that. But again, I just wanted to feature Our Horror Ride because I was just so powerfully reminded of how special this series is, and especially when it comes to the friendships. And there's another girl that's involved as well, but I really feel like that was one that stood out to me between Futaba and Yuri in that moment that they had. Because I'm like, why don't more shoujo manga do that? Of like, okay, we like the same guy, but we're not sacrificing our friendship for said guy. So definitely wanted to recommend this series because of how impactful that scene was to me. There definitely are other moments as well, but again, that one stood out the most. For number 3, I am definitely hoping I could do this series justice. It's been quite some time since I've actually reread this, looked through it, or anything, but I'm gonna say The Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, and I'm gonna say Sarifa, and I always don't know how to say her name. Is it Amit? Princess Amit? I love them. I did review this series on my channel. I have not seen the anime, unfortunately, but I heard great things about it, which is very exciting. But these two have one of the most beautiful friendship in this series, and I love Princess Amit so much. She's one of my favorite characters. I mean, I really love Sarifa as well. She's great and fantastic and very admirable and inspiring and everything. But Princess Amit, the way that she is one of the first females, if not the first female, to really befriend Sarifa. There's a lot of prejudice that happens in this manga where humans are really looked down upon, like you would never be friends with the human. But here's Princess Amit, who loves and adores Sarifa so very much, and she just strives to encourage her. Could not find what the role is that Princess Amit plays. I think she's like Sarifa's lady-in-waiting. I think that's what she is. Their friendship is so beautiful. I was rereading parts of this, and I'm like, I need to go back and reread the series. Like, it's really good. And I was like, I think I forgot how amazing it it is, which is sad because it's so good. It's very impactful. But these two, their friendship is one of my favorite parts of the series. I think of it, the way that they encourage each other, especially when it comes to love. I don't have, actually, hold on. Here it is. I had to go find it. But look how Sarifa is encouraging Princess Amit, because Princess Amit really loves this man and she wants to be with him. There's some things that are going on though. So I just love how Gambare, like you could feel the vibe that Sarifa has, and both of them do that for one another. And they really can pick up on when the other person is just feeling sort of down in the dumps. Like I know specifically in this volume, Sarifa is about to be going somewhere. Princess Amit, she wants to encourage Sarifa because I think she's going to be by herself. Leo's not going to be with her. So she wants to do something, and she makes her a charm, and she's basically, as she's making this charm, she's weaving in blessings, so to speak, and she puts all of her feelings that she feels towards that person into this charm, and she gives one to Sarifa, but she has one more, and Sarifa's like, who's that? Is it, for the captain of the guard? And she's like, yeah, but gives her a reason why she feels like she can't do it, and Sarifa's like encouraging her to go for it, to go do it, and she does, the princess does. And so I feel like there's plenty of those moments. I know there's one where they do like something with baking, where they just know when the other person is down and they want to do something to encourage the other person because they're so touched and inspired by their actions and how strong they are in the face of opposition, in the face of uncertainty, that they know that they have one another. They're going to do everything they can to stand by their side and just cheer them on as the biggest fan for that other person. It is so wonderful. It's really, really lovely. Again, I think when it comes to all the prejudice that's happening towards Sarifa, seeing Princess Amit and how she reacts and responds and how she treats Sarifa makes it all the more special and all the more enduring of how beautiful and how precious their friendship is, because in this series it is very, very precious. They treasure it and they know that this is a friendship that's going to last a lifetime, because typically that would never happen again between a beast and a human. And I really, really love them. I am way overdue for a reread because I think it's been well over a year now that I originally read this series. Maybe it's been longer than that, and I need to come back to it because it was so, so good. For number 4, I should have said this one first because hands down, this is the ultimate shoujo manga that I know of that is specifically the entire volume is on girl friendship. I mean, yes, there may be a little bit of inkling romance, but there's nothing that can top this shoujo manga that I know of. Totally, you can prove me wrong because I want more manga like this, so please tell me all of them. And that is The Secret of Friendship. I did feature this in a review last Christmas. Blew my mind. It is amazing. It's by the same creator that did High School Debut and My Love Story. Also have reviews on this channel if you're interested in checking those out. This has a different artist though. But this is, again, the ultimate girl friendship shoujo manga. It's a one-shot, a standalone. That's it. Once you pick this up, there's no other volumes you need to commit buying because this is it. And it captures everything about this story. So beautiful. I forgot to look up these girls' name. Okay, yeah. This is Mo and this is Echo. And the thing is, they've been best friends for a really long time. Echo does not feel very beautiful. Mo, on the other hand, is very beautiful. Keyword, Echo feels she's not beautiful. I think she is personally, but she doesn't feel that way. But Mo gets hit on all the time. And the thing is, though, is Mo's like, okay, she tells these guys, I will date you, but there's gotta be a but you have to date my best friend too, and you have to treat my best friend better than how you treat me. This causes a lot of inner turmoil for Echo because she wants Mo to be happy. She doesn't want Mo to necessarily put aside her own happiness for Echo, but she's thankful that like Mo is her best friend and cares for her. And these two girls deeply love and care for each other so much. It was so moving and beautiful to see these two girls. I mean, they're working through things, but I mean, Mo is adamant that she will never ever let a guy get between them. And Echo feels the same way, but it's sort of like a plot twist when there's a guy that genuinely shows interest in Echo, and it sort of then makes them both wonder what's going to happen to their friendship. Don't worry, everything is gravy. Everything is gold and beautiful and just, it's so good. It's so good. I'm trying to think of what I could say that doesn't go into spoilers since it's not across, the duration of a series. But I think the highlight and the special part of this volume here is just seeing these two girls care so deeply for each other. I mean, even when this guy is like, I really want to date Echo, and Mo pulls out all the stops to really test this guy if he's worthy of Echo and whatnot, they still choose one another over the guy. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have a chance or anything. I'm not necessarily saying that. that. But nothing can get between these two girls, and it is the most wonderful thing. I love this manga so much. I think I have read it 2 or 3 times since December because it just spoke to me, and this is the volume or manga, excuse me, I feel like sets the bar for what girl friendship should be in manga. Like more series, more manga in general that I would love to see with friendships like this one, because there is something so priceless and something that feels unmatched in other manga that I've read. I've read plenty of other manga that have girl friendships, and all the one I'm recommending today definitely have that in spades, but this one is at the top. It is so special, and I just highly recommend it. If you're not looking for a shoujo that has a romance focus, that you really want that friendship to be the foundation, the key, and continues all the way to the end, this manga is for you. Please go check it out. It is very, very good. Highly recommend it. I was about to be steamrolling going for, so I was like, we need to go on to number 5. So for number 5, I always struggle saying this girl's name, but she is Fuyutsuki. I think I got it right, from The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. And I wanted to feature her because this is another manga that is very romance focused, but in this volume specifically, when I had read it, I felt like there was a lot of great girl friendships that take place, and I really love those moments because our main girl here feels that she's very cool and aloof, and that people don't really know what she's thinking, or that she's not very happy being around them. And so she has these very special coworkers, not just Himuro, because he's definitely very cool and very amazing, but let me see if I can find the one short story. It's these two here. And also I wanted to feature this manga because if you want something that is, this is a josei, so if you want something that's not shoujo and not set in high school, this is a great one that has really good French girl friendships, and especially with these two, the 3 of them, they're so great. Like when our main girl, they're all chatting in the room. This girl here, I'm blanking on her name, she says something to her about like, don't you have a boyfriend? And our main girl's like, what? You have a boyfriend? And she's like pretty hurt. Like, how did I not know about this? And what about me? What about me? They sort of joke that sometimes how she acts, that she sometimes comes across as a boyfriend. Like for example, Komori is the name of this girl, and she is a fox spirit. She is afraid of lightning, and so our main girl's like, feel free to let me know from now on whenever you're feeling scared of a lightning storm, I'll rush to your side. And that's when the other girl's like, what are you, her boyfriend? Like, why are you saying this? So I feel like they have a really special kind of friendship. They game when they're off, and they go out to eat often, not just because they're coworkers, but because they're genuine friends and they want to support each other and be there for one another. I thought it was really nice to just have not just an office rom-com or an office romance, which the story again is, but that, you know, you could see the friendships that happen in the office, like when they're in the office and when they're out of the office. There's plenty of those moments that happen in this series, not just in this volume. So I wanted to feature it because I really enjoyed that. I especially enjoyed this past volume, and I really love when they're gaming and really funny and just a lot of fun in general. So another one that I would definitely recommend, especially again, if you want something not set in high school, but you still want to see those girl friendships thrive on page. And you have 3 girls in this one, and so I'm hoping the ladies in the series are getting to have more page time, so we're seeing them more often than we were before, which I hope that that really continues, because that's something personally I definitely want to see more of in the series. I mean, I want to see our leads finally get together, but I definitely am continuing to and hoping to be seeing more of the girl friendships thrive and shine in this series. For my honorable mention, this was originally on my list to feature, and I decided I wasn't going to do it because I featured it last week for my top 5 Wednesday video. And I was like, you know what, whatever, we're just going to make it honorable mention because Yuki and Ren from A Sign of Affection, oh my goodness, I love them. I'm super behind on the anime. I can only do like 1 anime a season, and so I chose 7 Timely, but I have been keeping up with spoilers, I mean, I've read everything already, but keeping up with these spoilers from the anime and seeing clips and stuff, I keep up with that for sure, because one of my favorite parts is seeing Yuki and Ren on page. It is so wonderful. They captured their friendship so beautifully, and I love how they're literally just their biggest fangirls, that they support each other when it comes to love, to school, just all things, and how they love to shop together and encourage one another. It is so great. I love it. I love it. They are so happy together, really just support one another, and I love it. I love their friendship. Anytime Ren's on page, she brings such joy and excitement and makes Yuki feel excited and have that same joy. And even though there's, you know, in the later volumes, 7, which I cried at the end of volume 7. Yuki is having some struggles. She has not necessarily told Ren these struggles, but she knows Ren is there for her, and Ren, without maybe even realizing it, is still encouraging Yuki to give her all and to not worry about things. And I feel like Yuki definitely does that for Ren, you know, do your best, especially when it comes to the romance. It's very, very sweet, and I just love how excited that both of them get when they're together. It's very beautiful. Another precious girl friendship, and so those are definitely my favorite parts of when I'm seeing clips, is when I see Ren and Yuki together, especially in the first episode. It was wonderful, and so I was like, this has to be an honorable mention because Yuki and Ren are great and everybody needs to know about them. So yes, honorable mention for Yuki and Ren. And then, my friends, are all of my picks for girl friendships. I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some manga that you know of that really feature, spotlight, and show the beauty of girl friendships and fiction? We definitely always need more of it, in my opinion. I love my romance, but any day I will gladly take stories that focus on friendship because it's just wonderful. So let me know down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!